Hi guys, putting here with a game for you in my Tier 10 German destroyer, the Z-52 or the Z-52 depending on where you live. Now my captain skills are going to be priority target, adrenaline rush, last stand, basics of survivability, torp reload, concealment, and radio position finder. My modules are going to be protect my main batteries, longer running hydro, faster loading torps, protect my engine, faster rudder, and more concealment. Before we start talking about this, if somebody can explain to me why some places say Z and some places say Z, just never knew why or where did that came from about, I'd appreciate it. But to get on to the gameplay, we are on Islands of Ice here, and this is a standard battle. Now, with it being a standard battle, kind of means you don't need to go rush off to one particular side extremely fast. You just kind of want to see where the enemy is going. Now, normally on this map, especially for standard battles, some will go south to where C would be, and some go north to where A would be. Very few times will you actually see people rush the middle, but if you put a DD in the middle just to spot everything, it's not exactly a bad thing. The thing you want to do, or at least what I feel like as in a destroyer, is with it being standard battle, what you really want to do is just get out there and spot. Find out where the enemy is, what enemy ships are where and what they are doing, where they are going to try to push, or whether or not they are going to kind of hang back and let you push into them. The other thing with standard battle is you kind of want to get the ship lead early because it forces the enemy to push into you. If you get the ship lead early, you don't need to push to them. They have to come to you because there are down on points and there's only 2 cap points, the ones that you start with. Now I send my torps kind of where most destroyers would cut across. I also have RPF, which kind of tell me that definitely something's coming over there. And of course we see a smoke cloud, so we definitely know some sort of smoke vessel is over here. Going to just assume it's a destroyer, but it could be a British cruiser. I get spotted by the Shimakaze, so my first thoughts is this is the guy who laid down the smoke cloud. I'm going to immediately slow down, smoke up, hit my hydro. We already spotted one set of his torps going one way. Here comes the second set. And I don't know where the third set is. But because I have played a Shimakaze and know the torp angles, right now he can torp me, but he's beached. So I'm thinking this guy's in a full panic mode. Because right about here is his torp angle, which is why I'm slowing down. Because if you see, he can't get his torps off and on me. He's reversing his still angle, so even if he does torps, they're really not in a big threat. And just by me shooting and reversing kind of tells him where I'm at, whether or not he can torp me. Now, luckily, several people were also shooting at him, but that Jimmy wasn't going to survive. Immediately switch back to my torps and drop on this Amagi, but he might have priority target to tell him that something targeted him and then didn't, or this plane is going to come over and spot these torpedoes. Now, with one DD dead, and just by glancing at the minimap, what I see is they're kind of putting a push over here. There's only 3 non-destroyers for our friendly team over here, which means I can keep these guys spotted all the time. So there's really no big need for me to run away from trying to help these guys on this flank. Minotaur torp's never going to hit me. Hydro's running. I'm running away from them. Now, I see the Minotaur's going to slow down and smoke, and I'm starting to think, well, what the heck is really spotting for the enemy Minotaur? So I'm slowing down because my torps are going to be reloaded in a couple seconds. I got RPF telling me where he's at. I drop one set thinking he's going to back up because that's what most cruiser players would do. and then one where he is just spotted. I'm going to assume his hydro's up also. But I want to keep these guys spotted because, just the threat of a destroyer over here is kind of enough to maybe make these guys slow play over here. These torps do reload really fast, and you know what, if they don't respect that, they are going to get punished by that simple fact. As I get one torp hit on the Minotaur, now that guy played it right. He angled up in his smoke while reversing, so he actually, he only got hit by one. He didn't stay, broadside to me. But I'm keeping this Amagi spotted and just going to kind of chill out down here because, while they don't have a destroyer, it's still a Minotaur, and I'm the one who can sneak up on him, get his torp spotted for my friendly team. If I get really ballsy, I can sneak up and hydro him. And this is the point where I realize, actually in-game, that I flooded the Minotaur out. That kill caught me completely by surprise. I did not think I would actually flood him out. But prior to him killing, I wanted to smoke up, try to get some damage on the Samagi, try to let these guys know that I'm still in the area, to push these guys away so they don't push into our friendlies. I noticed that we finally get, or the Izumo comes down here. We have a Republic, we have a Minotaur holding a good corner where usually a Des Moines will be. We have a New Orleans. The Amagi is getting out of my gun range, so I might as well shoot on the Frederick. Might as well try to get some fires going on him because really, I'm going to be the only one who's going to kind of get damage over time besides possibly the New Orleans, or if the Republic pushes in with a secondary build. Get one fire and start motoring. Now, while all this is going on, of course, I'm paying attention to the minimap, which is why I'm thinking, well, there's what, the kid or something up north, the Pan Asians playing around in the middle, and I'm just thinking, well, anybody in the middle is a destroyer really doesn't have any fear from his torps. So if you see his torps, you see him smoked up, you can just kind of, you could rush him, you could torp the smoke. But I noticed that those two DDs are still around, pestering up north. But I don't exactly want to leave these guys high and dry. And I kind of wanted to get, really, I wanted to sink something over here to give these guys the advantage to where I can comfortably leave this side, knowing that, even if these guys do epically fail, the guys that are down here are going to be extremely hurt. Now, I want to take care of the Hipper, or I'm trying to take care of the Hipper, because he's the only one who's going to be firing HE, burning things. I noticed there's a Minotaur on the other side of the island. So, even staying down here just to keep that guy spotted would be a good thing, even if he smokes up. You know what? We kind of lock him in a position if he does smoke up. I slow down because I really am just trying to get spots for these guys. I believe the Hipper's got his hydro up, a plane spotted these, something, or he just turned to, well, get away from a battleship that is pushing in. Now, the Amagi's done a really good job of avoiding my torps, but I am actually looking at the Amagi to drop torps. The replay showing that I'm still on the Frederick, but I'm really switching back and forth between the two to send torps between this little gap, just to be a little sneaky. Now, I am kind of waiting so most of these torps are going to make it through, because I know a couple of these are going to get clipped by that island. Now, with the Minotaur kind of chilling at their cap, I see that both of the enemy DDs are now in the mid. We have lost one of our destroyers. I'm like, okay, it's about time for me to head north. Hit my speed boost to start heading north, and like I said, I just wanted to stay in this area just a little bit longer for one more torp salvo before I did head north to deal with any of the threats up north. Now, I do believe I check out these torps, and you know what? They come home, finally nail the Amagi. The Amagi's dead. I'm a little bit close to this island to where if the Minotaur was sending torps, I may or may not get hit by them depending on the range. But I see that the one DD's up north, and I actually have a oh shit moment and realize that those were Pan Asian torpedoes. I see that this guy's low, and I'm like, you know what? He just needs to die. Doesn't matter if I stay detected. I have smoke, can easily turn away, and reconceal up. I did not know the Mogami was there, which kind of gave me another Brown's Pants moment. But I'm sending one set, kind of just against the Mogami. Ooh, sorry for the hiccups. Kind of hoping that it'll get hit by one. The Pan Asian actually gunned down a Baltimore, but I do believe something torped or killed the enemy's last destroyer. So, with the Minotaurs just kind of taking a position behind the island, the last ship that the enemy can use to stealth torp is the Mogami. Now, he was in a position to torp something, so I'm kind of debating whether or not he is torping something. This is kind of the point of the game where I wish I had Superintendent, but I do pop Hydro because I don't know if he torped anything. And it would like a little bit more of a notice than I really need to turn now. Now, I'm actually targeting the Montana. He's actively turning, so I'm trying to guesstimate on his turn, on where he's going, but I am trying to send torps against the Montana. And this is what I'm saying about it at this point of the game. There is no need for us to go rush into the enemy. Somebody actually gave me a heads up that there were torps, that somebody torped. I didn't actually catch that until I watched the replay, you know, 2020, or, yeah, hindsight's always 2020, you know, after everything. I immediately hit my DCP because I don't want to burn. Failed to realize that I actually had my AA on, immediately turned that off to rectify that situation. And then I get, you know, 5 torp hits on the Montana. And I'm going to let everybody know that the Montana's damage control party's out. If you got, you know, pretty much when I say that, if you got the range, just send HE and burn them. Finish them off. I'm trying to use my F3 keys to be a little bit more active due to typing skills. But I'm just kind of thinking, where the hell did this Mogami go? I'm going to try to maintain a center position to find the Mogami. And luckily for me, Hydro's running. Here are more torps. These are either the Minotaurs or the Mogamis. Because we haven't spotted either one of those 2 ships in a while. Now, considering we just spotted the Mogami, those have to be his torps. Finally get the Minotaur respotted. But this is what I mean. I'm just trying to keep these guys spotted. I'm trying to send torps to push these guys away and hopefully kill them. These were kind of sent to push the Mogami away and then maybe clip the Minotaur. But he was running away. I did use these torps to try to get him to go broadside to a couple of these battleships, and he did. Just unfortunately, nobody was able to punish him. Somebody in chat says, oh, 3DDs and none of these are even close to torping anything. Well, no, I'm well in torp range of Minotaur, Mogami, and the Frederick. So is the Pan-Asian DD. But, you know what? These guys are all low health. I'm out of smoke. So I've turned into strictly just a torpedo boat, or if I can get behind an island, or if something's extremely low. I'm actually sending torps against the Frederick. I'm hoping that these planes don't spot these things. But as you can see, there is an awful lot of torps going out against the Frederick. The Shimmy's low on health. We lost our Pan-Asian. So, I mean, like I was saying, there was no need really for anybody to rush in. Now, I shoot my guns here in the hopes that the Mogami is going to shoot back, which is why I'm running priority target. I figured we were one of those torps was going to kill the Frederick. Luckily for me, the Shimmy smoked up and shot at him. And at this point is when I realized that I was the only one that was able to shoot the Mogami. But because I did spot him for a brief second when he did shoot, if anybody can get within his range, he will be spotted because he will have the 20-second debuff to his concealment. There's 3 enemy ships left, a Minotaur, a Montana, and the Mogami. Mogami's been playing extremely well for being a tier 8 and a tier 10 game because, oh, poor cruisers, whatever shall they do? He's done good enough to stay alive this long. The Minotaur is probably running extremely low on smoke and consumables. So I'm just going to go back into the middle. Try to keep people spotted, lit up, send torps when I can. As the Minotaur takes huge chunks of damage. He's probably not going to be long for the life with him being that low. I do not see him healing up, which means either that thing's on a cooldown and, well, he's definitely not going to heal that back. Now, this is the point where you can afford to push in. If you have the health, you can push. If you're low health, there's no reason. Don't give the enemy free kills. Don't give the enemy points. I will always maintain the concealment advantage over these two gentlemen, so I might as well go in and just guarantee the spots. And this is what I mean. The Republic pushed in, didn't need to, and you know what? Now we're down his points and his guns. There's no reason for the guys at our cap to really push in because, well, I believe most of them will have the range. These guys have to come to us if they want to win. Now, these torps are actually sent against both of these targets. They're sent against the Montana, who may want to try to run to the north there, and the Mogami in case he wanted to try to push in. I'm trying to deny these two guys. Well, I'm sending these torps as area of deniement. The Mogami's it's not going to be easily to push him for him. Of course, now he can because the torps passed. Look at these torps. Notice that the Montana's dead, and at this point I realize I got a Kraken. Now, what I'm about to do here is all about the greed. So, this guy dies, and now we're going to check out the post-battle results. I hope you guys really did enjoy this video, and remember, standard battle, you don't always need to rush in right away. You just gotta find out where the enemy is, get the ship lead, and then force them to come to you. I hope you guys really did enjoy this replay. I hope you did learn something from it. We do appreciate all the support you guys do give us. We do love the replays you send in. The email for that is in the description down below. Please remember to compliment good teamwork, good team play. We are quick to report, slow to compliment. And on that note, guys, please hit the like and subscribe button and have yourselves one heck of a great day.